Hey Prayer Stop partners, it's time for this week's quick tip, and today we're talking about one very small item that makes a very big difference in helping you make the most of your outreach efforts, and that's this item we call a Prayerscripition Pad. When you go to the doctor, they use their pad to write you a prescription, and when you go out to eat, the waiter or the waitress comes to take your order with a pad and a pen. And in the same way, after you've handed someone one of our icebreakers and you've asked them, "What can I pray for you about?" have one of our copy-written Prayerscription pads in your hand along with a pen and be ready to write down their prayer request. By doing this, people feel obligated to say something much like you do when the waiter or waitress comes to take your order. One other big benefit of doing this isn't just because people are more likely to give you a prayer request, but it also helps you to maintain control of the conversation. It also helps you remember things like their name or their need and so much more. Besides, there's nothing worse than going to pray for someone and not only can't you remember their name, but what they needed you to pray for. Take a look at this clip that gives you a great example of what I'm talking about. Hey, we're also given the gift of prayer. What can we be praying for you about?
Oh.
Okay, what's your name?
Cindy Dabber.
Cindy. Anything specific when it comes to your health? One other great thing about this Prayerscripition Pad is you can always tear off the bottom and write down your contact info, some words of wisdom, or even some scripture references for them to take with them. I like to use it to remind them to contact Prayer Stop and tell us how God heard and answered their prayer. It may look small and insignificant, but when you learn how to use one of these Prayerscripition Pads properly, it will mean the difference between 3 out of 10 people giving you something to pray about when you don't use it, and 8 out of 10 stopping to pray when you do. Until next week, remember, pick up a Prayerscripition Pad and put the power of it to work for you and for the Lord. It may be small, but it's a powerful weapon in the battle for souls.